Together with one of my friends during this period, we started using a lot of AI. We started understanding what would be our workflow moving on with AI and coding in general, because we are using it daily in our workplace, but also in our personal projects. And then in the same time, he has started using it together with his colleagues at the workplace, while documenting something, while reviewing pull requests, while doing all sorts of software development, I would say, from planning a feature to reviewing it and deploying it in production. And while talking with him about one of the things that has happened to him, he has told me that at some point somebody has reviewed his pull request, and then his colleague told him that there is a mistake in the pull request. And he asked, "What is the mistake?" And he said, "Oh, wait, let me document it with AI, and then I will come back to you." So this video today will gonna be regarding some topics or posts that I have found on the internet, and with this latest story from my friend. In this article, they are talking about software engineers while they are using AI to improve their productivity while developing code and doing all sorts of software related tasks. As you can see here, they are saying that they are seeing a large majority of folks that are relying on AI to get their job done, at least a moderate amount, which is really fascinating. That says Nathan Harvey, which in my opinion, yeah, everybody is using AI right now. Everybody is relying on it to write a documentation, to improve something, to research on some idea, to go through a documentation from a specific framework or programming language. But related to the story with my friend that was telling me about the pull request, I think it's not just me seeing that we are starting working for longer hours than before, because we are starting relying on more AI instead of reading ourselves the specific documentation or paragraph in a specific topic, let's say. Additionally, it also says in this article that on average, engineers merge 25.2% more pull request packages of code that were approved for insertion into existing software project, but they also experience a 19.6% rise in out-of-hour commits, submissions of coding work outside of their ordinary schedules. That could be a sign of problems to come. And when I talk about the problems, we will come back to another topic in the next minutes. But when I talk about problems, I can also find it myself where I'm working out of hours on some issue, because I just think, why not? I'm using AI, I can just get this shit done and then go to the next task next morning. But in reality, my opinion about that is that we are kinda starting to burn out at some point, and I'm gonna come back to that in the next topic. And while saying that it can lead to burnout, as also the CEO Lauren Pitt says, that there is also a thing related mostly to this topic where it says that people are feeling an additional pressure because they are using AI right now. And as I said, I'm also using that. I'm also developing features in my out of hours because I want to get shit done. And I know that I can do that with AI, and I don't feel a pressure at all. But in most of the cases, it's just like, now I have AI, now the AI is paid by the company. Why not just using it for developing the feature that the company needs? But seeing in this article that actually there is a problem, that people are actually feeling that additional pressure to get more work done. And now I want to get to the next topic where actually people are talking about that, where somebody says that they are feeling like they cannot give estimations nowadays because they are using a lot of AI without someone saying this is too much, this is not possible with the current AI tools. Where he also says that I recently designed the architecture for a new medium-sized system. I worked on the use case analysis, architecture design, infrastructure cost estimation, and so on. He also said that it was a crazy week, doing a lot of meetings back and forth with the stakeholders. But when he has actually presented the detailed plan with everything, he said that the project would take 8 weeks to be made. And they just literally looked at him like he was crazy. So, because they were actually thinking that, of course, we are using AI, why just 8 weeks and not 4 weeks or 2 weeks? to get the task done. And while looking into the comments, we can also see that some of other people are saying that right now at my company, they literally pay thousands of dollars in AI tokens I need to create and maintain the test pipelines, and pretty much my job has become to maintain the pipelines and fix the broken text everyone throws. Do I spend less time coding? Yes. Do I spend a ton of more time now fixing shit that no one reviews? Also yes, and it's quite more boring and complicated to do than just writing code. So yeah, also we can see that roles are shifting along software engineers. We can also see one here which is actually interesting, where it says that he has also used AI to make the systems more robust by having it help you validate approaches. I've used AI to do tough refactors by having it to do a sloppy first pass, then I delete half of what it wrote and clean it up. He says that it's great for refactor ideas, but I'm still workshopping because I can see if they work out and where the friction lies, and focus my attention on the parts that still need more thinking. We can also see here that they are also saying that executives hugely overestimate the expected productivity gain by all code being written by AI, and he's saying that there was a massive migration he has worked on, while his colleague, he has actually done a lot of work creating a ridiculously massive MD file from numerous iterations back and forth with the AI agent to figure it out all the mistake it is making to set up rules so it gradually starts producing something useful. So in reality, also in this case, it took him more time to produce actually, for example, a cloud workflow with agent skills and everything before actually diving into the migration, while he could actually do that from the beginning, do the documentation while, for example, doing an FDD document, and then start with the migration. So we can also see other workflows. But there is also a nice story also from my friend talking about the AI, that he was saying that at some point he has created a feature these weeks, and he said that now I own this feature, now I have to improve it from moving on. And he has created this pull request with an additional improvement for the specific feature, while he has actually, like his colleague, he has actually found some problems inside this feature. So his colleague started to create issues and assigning those issues to him, not my friend, while actually this feature at all, my friend has owned it. So now we can also see a pattern where people are taking responsibility because they are using AI and they fear for nothing. They can actually implement whatever they want, and they can understand better the code in just a few days or a few hours. So this is also, in my opinion, a problem. But now moving on with the next topic, I would say that we can go inside this nice topic that I have actually found along the way. People are actually proposing limiting AI usage, where this guy here says that it turns out AI is starting to negatively impact our stress levels due to an increases pressure of productivity. Of course, as we have talked in this topic here, there is also an opinion that some AI usage is okay, but I don't want to use all the time, even for boring tasks. Like, for example, I don't want to increase my velocity too much. Going too fast means more expectations for me and my team. Also, he's trying to do the boring tasks like reading documentation and writing boilerplate. At least it helps him decompress, and at least he's also saying that he's worried if he hands this over to the AI, it will burn him out within a year. So meaning that he still wants to do some manual work and not just AI, which I completely agree. I would do the same, to be honest. If you, for example, want to learn something new, it's better to do it yourself in the first place rather than just relying on AI. Of course, I'm not saying I'm also using AI for a lot of things, like for example, improving my YouTube workflow if I want, because I have also built a YouTube workflow with Cloud Code. But I'm not saying that these should be done on the workplace. I would say that these things should be done in general in your spare time when you want to explore, as an exploration phase, not as a, for example, you are paid for doing a job and then you just do it with AI fully. You should also rely on yourself when you have to do something, so then you can also learn from it. As the best part of being a software engineer, in my opinion, is to actually be paid to learn something and not just do tasks, because now we have AI, in my opinion. But we can also see here that other people in their company saying that top guys are keep pressuring for using AI more and more. Every team is racing with each other to adopt AI more. The devs asking almost everything to cloud before doing anything. So I think it's also a matter of the culture of the company using AI in general. And then I have this cherry on top topic or article where it says that your LLM doesn't write correct code, it writes plausible code. But basically it says that this guy has over 10 years of experience, and the last 6 months he has spent integrating LLMs into his daily workflow across multiple projects, which is something that I have also done in the last, I think, 5 months. And then in the same time, he also says that it's nice LLMs have made it possible for anyone to bring their ideas to life quickly. If you think about it, 1 year ago you had an idea and you had to document it, to plan it, to research it, to do a lot of work that you actually had to have around 4 people for that. And in the same time, right now, you can just bring an idea to life in just a few days, a few hours, just something on your Raspberry Pi that you want to work at home, a scraper for something. For example, you want to buy a house, you do a scraper for it in your local city, so that you can find houses while just, I don't know, doing something else, and then you'll just be notified that the scraper has found you a house. So this is an idea that I have also built and tried out, which was something that I had to first learn it a few months ago, how to scrape things, how to use Python for that, how to do a cron job, how I can do it in N8, how I can do it in Raspberry Pi, and how I can run Linux and so on. There are a lot of things. But in general, he says that his conclusion is that the LLM works best when the user defines their acceptance criteria before the first line of code is generated. And I can also see it in my case that I've used AI on some project that I have already built before, where it didn't know a lot of things, where it was doing a lot of errors, where it was not having anything integrated regarding the MCPs or anything like that, or rules or skills, or nothing specific to any agent or any, let's say, cloud code or codex. But I think in general right now, if you want to start using AI in general, this is a perfect conclusion for it, because you first need to understand what you need, and in order to understand that, you need to have some experience. For example, for whom you are building that SaaS project, for what problems you want to solve, what is the tech stack for that, how you want to optimize things, and a lot of things along the way that you will probably learn while building that project. So I think instead of just typing cloud and doing vibe coding, you might just want to optimize your workflow before doing that, because otherwise I think you'll just rely on something that just builds you a scrutiny of code and get your shit done, but in the same time you'll have a lot of problems in production and you'll find your way into a nasty rabbit hole. So I think with that we can conclude the video. If you like it, please leave a like. If you are new, subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and see you next time. Bye.